Hey collective, happy Friday. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. This is Messages and Music Tarot. All right, y'all. So we are doing something a little bit different today, which you can tell from the title and the thumbnail. I decided I wanted to delve into the celebrity, allegedly celebrity. That's what I'm calling this segment. Allegedly celebrity, okay? Tarot readings. So I'm going to be looking at some famous people, household names, hot topics, like what's going on in the media regarding certain public figures that are on everybody's lips right now. And one of the things I wanted to look into, because it kind of made me curious, was the recent development in the Rymir Satterthwaite, I think that's how you say his name, versus Jay-Z paternity situation. Okay, now everything is alleged and everything is for entertainment purposes only. We're just having fun. So I hope you all can rock with me. I am going to be making some changes to this channel just because I've been like beating a dead horse trying to figure out what it is I'm supposed to be doing here. I started this channel actually to do celebrity readings, but I switched it. And so I kind of want to try my hand at this. I've been playing around with it and it's been really interesting. Okay, I gave this like a week before I decided to do it. But anyway, I wanted to look into like what is going on here. Jay-Z's energy when it comes to this situation with this young man saying that he is his son. Why is he running from it if he feels like he's not the father? And again, this is all allegedly, but I'm just very curious. And then what is the young man's motivation? How is this impacting Jay-Z's relationship, his marriage, his business relationships? And then why did Ramier withdraw the suit? Now it's interesting because I pulled one card before. I was like, let me record this, right? So the first card that came out is the 8th house. Okay, so this is Scorpio energy. Don't know the young man's sign, but he could be a Scorpio. It really doesn't matter. And this is connected to the colon and the reproductive system, which I thought was weird because the 8th house is the house of sex. It's the house of taxes and sex. And when I thought about taxes and sex, I thought about this could be a tax on his previous sex life. The fact that he's been able to be this bachelor before he got with Beyonce and maybe even after, I don't know. But he was able to live this rock star lifestyle without really any consequences, right? And maybe this is the first time it's actually catching up to him, and that could be the tax. But this is sex, taboos, death, mystery, intimacy, transformation, equal opportunity, and what is hidden that needs unearthing is the message of this. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. And so when I look at what is hidden that needs unearthing, I feel like Ramier is saying, I had to pull back, recover, and then come back stronger. Because Scorpio is the house of death, transformation, shedding old skin. It's almost like he feels to me like he's perfecting his suit. So that's interesting. Keep your eye on that because that's really what I feel. He's saying I had to go back to the drawing board. I was doing it all wrong. Now, there have been whispers that Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent have started to support Ramier behind the scenes financially. I did see something, don't know if it's true, but allegedly that 50 Cent offered him his legal team because, you know, he has this little thing with Jay-Z. So y'all know 50 is petty. And Miss Nicki Minaj is also Mrs. Petty, literally and figuratively. But I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. This is not me judging anything or anyone. It's just for fun. So I thought that was interesting that the 8th house showed up. Now, this could be that Scorpio season is when we're going to see a major change. Okay? Because it does signify that there will be some kind of change. And it feels major. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at Ramier's energy regarding his alleged father, Jay-Z, okay? I'm a little skeptical about saying his name because I've been seeing some people get muted and, you know, whatever when they say his name. And like I said, this is just for fun. I don't have nothing against none of these people. I don't have a dog in the fight. But what is Jay-Z's energy regarding this young man? He said it's a continuous struggle. Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius moon. He said it's an ongoing battle. But he said, I got to fight in spirit and I'm holding my own. He's going to persevere. He's going to be resilient. This is PTSD though. He says I'm close to success and he sees himself as the wounded warrior. He feels like though he's met his match. That's what I feel here. He feels like if this is not my biological son, this boy got a lot of my energy because he won't quit. He he won't give up, because the 9 of Wands is wanting to quit, wanting to give up, but not actually. And I feel like what this might be saying here, this is like it gets toughest right before you about to have that breakthrough. I feel like the message here is Jay-Z is saying, I'm tired of this. I want it to be over. I want it to go away, even if he may feel. We are going to look and see if he thinks this is really his child. But it's like, I want it to go away. I want to be done with it, right? But this young man won't stop. And so the fact that he withdrew this lawsuit is actually making Jay-Z more afraid, because he's thinking, what is he up to? He up to something with that 8th house. Show me Jay-Z's energy regarding his alleged son. We got emancipation, set free, release, the devil, Capricorn energy. And then we have despicable me, self-deprecation, beating yourself up with guilt or shame, remorse, embarrassment, disappointment in oneself. He feels like he wants to break free. Again, he wishes that it would end. He feels like this is a toxic cycle. He is really angry. He's really angry and frustrated because he's like, I can't believe that this is still going on. You know, he's addressed this issue in songs, you know, saying that he was like Billie Jean. He said the kid is not my son or something like that. So he feels like I may have made some poor choices in the past. And if this is in fact my child, I just want to be set free from this. He doesn't want to face the responsibility, the consequences of his past actions, because let's be honest, that boy does look a lot like him. And I was playing around with the cards before I did the reading, and the card came out saying something along the lines of, you know, just because it looks like it doesn't mean that it is, you know, and that's very true, because he could just favor him, you know. But let's see. I do believe that he feels like I've grown, I've matured, I'm not that same person anymore. I have detached from a lot of my toxic ways, and this is just like my past coming back to haunt me. But I mean, that's not the adult way to look at it. If it's your child, you know. We got ahead of the curve. He feels like he's a trendsetter, a visionary, natural born leader, go-getter, cultural or creative inspiration, and ahead of his time. Well, he is. He's definitely someone who solidified himself as a legend in hip-hop. I mean, you know, whatever you want to call it. But this card is connected to the solar plexus, which is the sun and Mars. And so that is fire energy, a lot of confidence. He does feel like intuitively, he doesn't feel like this is his child, right? But he knows it's a possibility, and that's the thing, because the solar plexus is connected to our intuition, our sixth sense, our gut feelings. I feel like he in his mind is thinking, this is not my child, but I did sleep with that woman, so allegedly this could be my child. But I also feel like his influence, the fact that he is famous, Ramier doesn't really stand a chance. It's apples and oranges, and he knows that he has the upper hand here when it comes to the court of public opinion, although the public is not actually on his side. But we are witnessing something in Hollywood. We're witnessing something in society where people are starting to turn away from celebrity worship. That culture is done, and that's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's see more. What is his feelings regarding this young man? He said he's a chameleon. He says they wear many faces, illusions, smoke and mirrors, shapeshifter, moody, multiple personality, con artist, swindler, phony, backstabber, wearing a mask, and untrustworthy. So he does have doubts, even though I believe, and I'm going to look at the cards to see, but I believe that he does have history with this woman. That's just my personal belief. I don't have anything to back that up. What is his feelings about Ramier? Last one. We got his love life. It's affecting his love life, his intimate relationship, his emotional connection, deep feelings, trouble in paradise, a coupling, and then breakup. He feels like this could affect his relationship with his wife and his children that he knows are his children. He's pissed off about this. He can't do anything about it. There was too many eyes on him. If he were to try, I know that there have been some whispers that this boy's car has been pow-powed at and all kind of weird stuff, but at this point, this is so far gone that he would be a fool to do anything to this young man. I don't care if this guy was to slip off a ladder, they would blame him. So he better keep it on the up and up. What is his, okay, when it comes to Ramier's mother, what is Jay-Z's honest feelings? Like, did he deal with this woman in any capacity, or is this some far-fetched story? We got well-connected, friends in high places, affluence, high society, status, generational wealth, privilege. This is the 10 of Pentacles. When it comes to this pink is connected to Venus. It is connected to our love lives, our heart chakra, our romantic relationships. I do feel like this is a twofold answer, though. I feel like he's saying that's water under the bridge. Why are we even talking about that? Y'all know Jay-Z is very strategic. He's a person who makes very calculated moves. So I feel like this is a way to deflect. This 10 of Pentacles is Virgo energy. That's Beyonce's energy. And this is about his empire he's building with her. It's almost like a deflection. Like, I'm not even going to address that. Y'all know how Jay-Z and Beyonce are. They don't really deal with things. They don't feel the need to explain themselves, which is, you know, fine. And I actually agree with that. But I feel like he's saying, I'm well connected. It could also be that she was well connected. Now, this is in the beginning of his career where he wasn't the, you know, person that he is now as far as his fame goes. But she could have had people that introduced her to him. Could have been a chance meeting, but maybe she was well connected. But it feels more like a one-off, and it feels like I don't want to talk about that because my family is the only thing that's important to me right now. Let's keep going. In relation to Ramir's mother, I can't think of her name. I'm sorry. Is her name Wanda? I don't know why. That might not be right. Ramir's mother, what are Jay-Z feelings about her? Call a spade, the Queen of Swords. Calling it how you see it, blunt, direct, assertive, analytical, straight shooter, and what you see is what you get. She's truthful. She could be an air sign. She could have been an air sign. Don't know her birthday. But he's saying that she's not a liar. The Queen of Swords is honest. She's blunt. She's direct. She's a very candid person. So the story goes that she did tell another man that he was the father for the first few years of Ramir's life. But then she had a crisis of conscience and she came clean and told him that his father was Shawn Carter. Okay, let's see more. He's saying that she's not a liar. That's why I feel like there was like a diversion tactic here with that. I'm focused on my family. He said break the mold. The Hierophant in reverse, eavesdropping. And then we got juicy details. Ooh. He feel like there's a lot of gossip because she told the truth. There could have been some spying on her. The Page of Swords with eavesdropping could definitely be spying. And then the Hierophant is highly weird in reverse. It does talk about the powers that be, but it's a distorted energy. So this card is Taurus energy. We got Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini again. Truth teller energy. And the Page of Swords is someone who is a whistleblower. Now listen to this. It says chatty, gossip, rumors, spilling tea, intimate details, salaciousness, and tabloid fodder. That's how he sees her. But he didn't say that she's a liar, because the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords are very truthful people. So we have eavesdropping, snooping, spying, listening in, tracking device, phone tap, on your heels, and being nosy. He could have been watching her. He could have had people watching her. This is scary. Because like I said, this is distorted energy. The Hierophant in reverse is distorted energy. It's breaking social norms. It talks about taboos. And that is the same thing that came out with the 8th house. Wow. This can represent red tape and bureaucracy, which we know dealing with authority figures. That's what this is. Institutions like child support institutions and things like that. When the Hierophant comes out in reverse, it means that somebody is blocking stuff. Okay, now there have been rumors that he has been blocking moves. Every time this Ramier makes a move, he blocks it. So there is something weird going on here. And Hierophant is Jupiter energy, and that is connected to paperwork and contracts and things like that. But this is like having far-reaching power, and he says he's well connected. So essentially what he's saying is, I don't care if they're telling the truth. I'm so well connected that I can keep shooting this down if I want to. He don't want nothing to do with it. Let's look at Beyonce's energy before we move on to Ramir's. What is her energy regarding him? Because I've been looking at her energy with my cards, just playing around, and it keeps coming out that she's going through changes, and she's wanting answers, and she feels like he's lying to her, allegedly. Okay, I got to get used to saying that. What are her feelings? We got a pendulum, and that's giving me, like, I actually pulled the 9 of Swords for her earlier. Like, she's up at night, she's worrying, she's stressing, and I'm like, how can she do all of that while she's touring? But you'd be surprised, right? But this pendulum is like going back and forth. That could also be them going back and forth in conversation, right? I think of the pendulum, I almost hear like a clock ticking. Like something is running out of time between them. We got the red pill. She feels like Jay-Z does not respect women. The red pill can talk about toxic masculinity. It can talk about someone who is resentful towards women, a warlock energy. So it says here that this is about being woke, conscious, awakened, an independent thinker, shattering illusions, spiritual enlightenment, and truth seekers. And I do feel like she's seeking the truth. I think that's why the pendulum is here. It feels like a back and forth between them, and it feels measured. You know, I don't get that she's yelling and screaming. I get that she's really hurt, and she's like, I want to know what's really going on. Is there any truth to this? Did you sleep with this woman? Blah, 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 blah. Look at this. Blood doesn't make them family. Familiarity doesn't make them friends. You owe them nothing. Oh, Beyonce, is this your energy? If the relationship is toxic, peacefully detach and release them. More solar plexus energy. I feel like she, in some way, much like him, suspects that this is his child. But she's saying that blood doesn't make them family. So it's almost like she doesn't care. Like, I don't really care if he is or not. I want to know, but I don't care. Because if he is, I'm still not going to accept him. That's awful. Because the thing is, he's saying he doesn't even want a relationship. He just wants to know that his mother was being honest with him. I feel like give it to him. Now, there is speculation that she was underage and he would be worrying about how this could affect him legally. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on statutory RAPE, but I mean, if she was underage and he was an adult, that's definitely what it would be. And I don't know if there's a time limit on that. You got the power of one when it comes to her. Self-love, empowerment, confidence. The future can depend on one person to change it. There's a first time for everything. Belief in self. Any number raised to the power of one is still itself. Oneness with all in divinity. Which, again, that's connected to the crown chakra. Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter rules Pisces and Sagittarius. He is Sagittarius. And Uranus rules Aquarius. I believe Capricorn as well, if I'm not mistaken. That might be Saturn. I could be getting that mixed up, so don't worry about that. But this power of one suggests to me that they are a united front. It almost gives me that she's too proud to let her investment of all these years, which is a lot. You know, they have 3 children. They have this empire they built together, which is why this card is here. And she does feel like, I'm innocent in this situation and I don't want my reputation or my legacy or my empire ruined because of some crap you did before I even knew you. Wow. 2 more. Loading, Gemini and Virgo energy, preparing, manifesting, in the works, on the go. On the way and gearing up. She feels like something is manifesting, something is coming, and she feels like it's big. And you know what I feel? The magician represents the number 1, and sometimes it can imply that someone is the one. She might be feeling like this is the one. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is big. It's not going away because it has to be dealt with. She is a Virgo, so this is her energy. I feel like she's trying to help him, maybe even in unspoken ways, maybe even through her own magic, her own divination. I don't know, you know, but it feels like she can feel this coming. Wow. One more for Beyonce's feelings towards her husband. I think this is interesting. It says up at night. I said I feel like she's not sleeping at night, but it says she feels like he's having an affair. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. Alrighty. But she feels like she's a class act. So she's killing people with kindness. She's putting on a brave face. She has a soft power, but she has thick skin. Thick skin means she's trying to let make people around her feel like she's not bothered. She's showing up as compassionate and warm and confident. And she has inner strength with a warm exterior, quiet confidence, and she's one tough cookie. She also has influence and persuasion and self-control and nerves of steel. And this is saying that she is an influence, and she knows that. And then it says up in the air. So she does feel like, look, I'm just going to continue to look like I have it together. What will be her response if this is proven to be his child? I have a feeling that these two will eventually go their separate ways. I don't know the timeline, but I really do feel that she's going to mature emotionally, because a lot of her feelings for him, when I pull energy on them, it's more like a pride thing. It's more like a business thing. And I'm not saying she doesn't love her husband, but it feels like I have to think about the time invested. I have to think about how this can impact my brand, you know, and I don't want this impacting my brand. So what is her response? 2 cards. If this is indeed found to be his child, because I believe that Ramier is coming back bigger and better. He's transforming his plan, his plan of attack, his strategy. Compound interest. An investment is accumulating interest on top of interest, appreciating value, payable pay above the required interest and principal to pay off debt faster. The price just went up. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. So she said, I'm going to continue to make my money. I'm going to continue to build my empire. And this is showing me maybe a 2-year cycle here. She is weighing her options. That's that pendulum. She's thinking about what she could lose if she leaves him, but she is considering it. Because this is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles talks about you weighing your options, the pros and cons of a situation. She's thinking about, again, how much she has invested in this relationship. How will this impact my bottom line? My brand, my bottom line, my name, my fame, my children, all of that. They also sound like they could be already going through some financial issues. And I have been seeing stuff like that, allegedly, you know, online. What is her response if this is his child? She said, against the grain. The Hierophant in reverse. It says they're cut from a different cloth. Non-conformist, rebellious, independent thinker. Second time that's come out for her. Free-spirited, unconventional, non-traditional, not practicing what you preach, walking contradiction, and hypocrite. She's going to be very disappointed because this is like he deceived her. The Hierophant is the institution of marriage. It's in reverse. So this is her feeling like these two don't have the same morals and values and principles. Their belief system is not the same. You don't stand for what I stand for. You do things the way you want to. You don't operate like you're in a marriage. And there may be something going on with her suspecting that he's having an affair. And maybe this is why she's up at night. Because I definitely saw that earlier with the Nine of Swords when I was just playing around with my cards. I'm going to pull some more cards. But it's definitely given that she does consider, or she is considering, or will consider now, it could be over the next 2 years, separating from him. I heard before that they were, you know, separating assets. But that came through some kind of shaky, I don't even know what you call these people. You know, the people that gossip on YouTube. I don't know what they're called. But, so I don't know how true that was. But it would not surprise me if she started to separate assets because she's concerned about how his shenanigans are going to affect our bottom line. And she's a Virgo. And Virgo ain't going to play about their money. But it's like I just hear this pendulum. I hear a clock, like a ticking. This is a ticking time bomb. That actually came out in the cards earlier. Okay, let's look at Ramier. Why did you withdraw this lawsuit, Ramier? What is your strategy here? Not that I'm trying to give it away, but we have moved your body to Ace of Wands because he's fired up. It says physical activity, working out, getting in the game, taking inspired action, accepting a challenge, and rising to the occasion with motivation, which means that he's ready to play ball. He said, I'm not sitting on the sidelines no more. Something has put a battery in his back, and it could be this cosign from 50 and Nicki. It really could. I feel like people have been reaching out to him behind the scenes and making him feel more confident that there's a better way to get his father to have to take this test. His alleged father. Okay. Show me more about Ramier. What motivated him to withdraw this lawsuit? Looking over your shoulder. Wow. It says sneaky, spying, con artist, scammer, thief, trying to get away with something, cheating, escapist, shame, embarrassment, leaving a connection, hoping they don't get caught, fake friend, and wearing a mask. And that came out in Jay-Z's column too with Chameleon. It's the same energy, Aquarius moon. I think Jay-Z has like a Cancer moon or something, so that wouldn't be him. I think he has a watery moon, if I'm not mistaken. So this might be Ramier. He could have an Aquarius moon. And so he feels like he had to look over his shoulder. But then the Seven of Swords is a master strategist, a very cunning person. I feel an energy of going back to the drawing board. Like I was doing this all wrong. I was doing this all wrong. And they have been able to make a fool of me and catch me slipping. Right? They've been painting me as this con artist, as this scammer, as this person that's trying to get to this man's money. And that's not what I want. But now that's putting a battery in my back. So now I'm even more angry. Let's see. Could have been some threats as well, though, with the Seven of Swords. That can talk about criminal behavior. It can talk about the feeling of needing to look over your back and move very strategically because you feel like you're trying to avoid something. He could feel like they're spying on him. And I feel like he going incognito. He put his phone on incognito, baby. We got wiggle room. This is the Two of Pentacles again. Watch the next 2 years. It says leeway, space, freedom, options, flexibility, adaptability, and prioritizing. The Two of Pentacles is again, same energy I'm seeing with Beyonce. Tick tock. He's like, it's a matter of time. I'm going to give you some breathing room. I'm going to let you feel like you're free and that it's over. But when you least expect it, you're going to have to adapt to these changes, because I'm adapting. I realized I got to move in a more strategic way, because you already saw me coming every other way I tried to come, every other angle. So now this is sneaky energy. The Seven of Swords is sneaky. It talks about moving in a stealth-like way, like a ninja. Let's see more. I feel like really watch the next 2 years, because with her showing up as possibly thinking about leaving him in 2 years, this could be something that is finalized over the next 2 years. It might be sooner, but I feel like this is going to impact him, could even impact his finances, his relationships, his professional standings with people. We got exception to the rule. He says, I'm an anomaly. I'm an oddity, an outlier, rare, different, unique, and special. Again, what I said with Beyonce, with this loading. He's the one. Other people have said it. Other people have said he was the father. These rumors have been circulating, especially where I live in Maryland. It was a known fact that he would frequent this area. I've shared before on my other channel that I've actually run into him. So I know that and this was back in the day when he was like, that was like the Foxy Brown era, you know, when he was in that era. Yeah. This was after Biggie had died, though, I believe. Or it may have been right around that time. I was young, but I do remember, I did run into him. And I feel like Ramier is saying here that, look, I'm not like everybody else. I'm the exception to the rule. Maybe other people do want you for your money. I don't. You got the best of both worlds. Check that out, y'all. Check that reference. Remember, he and R. Kelly had that CD, Best of Both Worlds. Ooh, best of. We got balance and duality, a win-win situation, no downside. A situation looks good no matter how you look at it. He said he's going to have his cake and eat it too. All right. So he's also acknowledging that. I don't know how he would know this. I'm sure he probably doesn't, but he's speculating that there's an open relationship or polyamorous relationship. And he said Jay-Z be double dipping. He want the best of both worlds. I don't know. But he said ain't no downside to this. He feels like he's going to win. He's going to be victorious. Again, I feel like somebody is putting a battery in his back. He got a powerful team of people behind him, because I looked at it the other day and it showed me 3 people. That could be a 3-person law firm. I don't know. 3 different lawyers working together, but they're power players. And they work very well together. These people probably all have a winning streak. It was funny. When I was playing around with the cards the other day, the ambulance chaser came out as the person that was helping him. And y'all know Jay-Z called Tony Busby the ambulance chaser. So, ambulance chasers are sometimes a little bit creepy as far as being lawyers and things like that. I mean, you know, you got Crump. He always comes out when black people suffer some kind of injustice. And, you know, it's just kind of like, how much of this is actually caring, or is it just a money grab for you? Well, even if it is a money grab, I feel like you could silence this all by taking the test. If you know you didn't do it, which I believe he feels like he did, you would just shut him up. It would be the easiest thing in the world to do. Show me 2 more from Ramier. I feel so sad for him, because I really do feel like that might be his child. And I feel like just give him closure, man. Just give him closure. Look what's on the back of here, y'all. Philly and then the DMV. Guess what? He took the mama across state lines, according to the story, from Philly to New York, I believe. And I think Ramier lives in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Don't ever doubt my cards. I promise you. Let me see one more for Ramier. This story got some kind of merit to it, allegedly. Based on information and belief, as they say. I think I can. So he says, I'm the little engine that could. I am determined. I am overcoming obstacles. He's using this as a stepping stone, and he sees this as a victory lap. Where there's a will, there's a way. Catalyst for growth, unstoppable force, strong will to survive and succeed, willpower, drive, and ambition. He's not done. I think I can. He's like, I'm going to get this done. And he will overcome the obstacles. And at the bottom of the deck, look who shows up. Mercury, Virgo, the 6th house. Choices and their consequences, cause and effect. Work, well-being, daily duties and schedules, cleanliness, health. How is your day-to-day lifestyle affecting you at this time? And this is Beyonce's energy. We got poison. She feels like this has been poison to her family. You know, this is all about routine. Day-to-day task, routine. She's like, this is disrupting my home. Remember, Beyonce had a song called Poison. If y'all don't believe me, go look it up. She said loving him was poison. We got bird, travel, movement, soaring, flying above, and message. I would not be surprised, because I've been getting this a lot too. If she moves, if she relocates and moves to another country at some point. We got face value, showing up with yellow again. The solar plexus. On the surface, blind faith, the honor system, benefit of the doubt. What you see may or may not be what you get. Y'all remember I told y'all that a little bit earlier in the reading? This is the same card that came out when I was playing around. So she doesn't want to believe this, but I believe in my heart of hearts that she thinks that it is what it is. What he's saying that it is. She feels like they want her life or her place. Inherent. This is about genetics. Deep-seated, built-in, deep-rooted, fundamental, innate, natural, bloodline, lineage, and predisposition. I promise you, these people know something. Guilty until proven innocent. Remember that song? You can't judge me, no, you can't judge me. Jigga Kelly, not guilty. Why so many of his songs coming out in this reading? And I didn't make this deck for this. These cards are old. This card says the blame game. Unforgiveness. Apportioning blame. No redeeming factors or redeemable value. Lack of integrity. Seeing is believing. Presumed guilty. Dishonesty. Corruption. Irresponsible. Untrustworthy. A rush to judgment and a knee-jerk reaction. And I feel like on both sides that's happening. People who are assuming he's the father, myself included, we're jumping to conclusions because we don't have any proof. The people who are assuming, including him and his wife or whomever is supporting him, that he's not the father, there ain't no proof. Because based on these cards right here, I believe that this is true. I believe that there is some merit to this woman's claim. Because she's coming up as the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is honest. We got intelligent. We got game on. What did I tell you? Accepting or up for a challenge, taking inspired action, getting in the game, rising to the occasion. The Ace of Wands again, right here. He's taking some kind of inspired action, physical attraction, sex, and chemistry. And then we got social climber. So they see him as a social climber. He said, I ain't climbing nothing. I just want to know the truth. So let's look at some tarot and see. Actually, I'm going to pull from this deck here. And I noticed that this card here on the top, this is a Sagittarius card. This is the Eight of Wands. And this card says efficiency. Work smarter, not harder. Align effort with strategy for maximum impact. Optimize your approach today. Find ways to simplify your efforts. The Eight of Wands can talk about work, travel. And I do see something here about them maybe considering a move. It's like they want to get out of Dodge. But she is traveling right now for work because she's touring. Beyonce is not going to let this destroy her. When it gets to a point where she knows she can't put out the fires, I feel like she will leave him. Because she's going to, like I said, Virgo is not going to give up their money for you. A Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Sorry. What is, Spirit, what do you have to say about this whole ordeal? We got expansion. Your world is growing. Be open to new experiences and possibilities beyond your comfort zone. Say yes to new opportunities today. Growth happens when you embrace the unknown. And I feel like this means that this door is a window of opportunity. I feel like he's going to have to come out of his comfort zone with this narrative that he is not guilty of this. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. These stories have been, you know, these are like folklore. They're like urban legends when it comes to him, especially in the DMV, and that's literally on the table. And then Philly is on the back of it, and like I said, there's a Philly connection too. What else we got here? We got conviction. Ooh, it says unshakable belief in your truth fuels manifestation. Stand firm in your vision. Affirm your desires with confidence. Speak as if your goal is already yours. And this is him. This is showing up as a young man. That ain't Jay-Z. This is him. He's like, I have the courage of my convictions. You are not going to stop me. He is on the defense. He's playing offense and defense. And if you ever want to win a battle, any kind of competition, defense may win it. But I feel like offense, a good offense and a good defense is unbeatable when you're clicking on all cylinders. But this young man is intelligent. But I also feel like there's this opportunity and other people are working with him. And it could be due to 50 Cent. We're going to look at the tarot and see what it says about 50 and Nicki. We got clarity, a clear vision, directs energy efficiently, Know what you want and why you want it. Define your intention in specific detail. The more clarity you have, the stronger the stronger the manifestation. This is what I'm talking about, this crystal ball. He feels like this is his father, and there are people around him giving him more clarity. While he may already be smart, he's not a legal eagle. He said that himself. I don't know the law. I don't know, legalese. Well, the people who do are giving him clarity. So I do feel like something is shaping up here that Jay-Z may not be ready for. His legal team may be great, but they're about to face, it's going to be a battle of the titans. You got Euphoria. You think of the show Euphoria. Y'all know Kendrick referenced that when he was dissing Drake. And Euphoria is about a show where younger women are messing with older men, and then you got passion after that. And look at that pink, like I told you here. The pink is connected to our relationships, our heart chakra. Look at the heart. All right, let me read these. You have Euphoria. Pure joy raises your frequency. Your happiness is a powerful magnet for abundance. Engage in activities that make your soul feel alive and practice joy today. And then we have passion. Emotional intensity fuels creativity and purpose. Follow what sets your soul on fire. Do something today that ignites your spirit and awakens your creativity. The Ace of Wands came out twice. That does talk about passion being ignited. He is very passionate about this. He wants to honor his mother. Venusian energy is the mother. He wants to honor his mother and the promise that he made to her that he was going to see this through. He's not going to stop. He is not going to stop. So all of this idea that he dropped this and he's done with it. No, he's not. No, he is not. Show me Jay-Z's energy regarding Ramier in the tarot. The Knight of Cups. He feel, I just heard innocent bystander. Right? This could also be something he did in his prime. The Knight of Cups is connected to the prime of your life. It's connected to your 20s, your 30s, right? When you're younger, when you're vibrant, when you're in your child-making years, And so I do feel like there was some kind of romantic connection to this young man's mother, but I also feel like he sees him as an innocent bystander. The Knight of Cups, he sees him as pretty benign. This is no threat to anyone. He's not afraid of him as an individual, but he is afraid of what he knows, what he can prove. Is what I'm getting from this. Ramier could be a water sign. He doesn't have to be. But I feel like he actually feels like this young man's heart is in the right place, because this is about following your heart. He's looking at him and thinking he just wants answers, but Jay-Z doesn't want to deal with it. Yeah, look at this. Honoring his mother. Queen of Cups. This is the mama. Lord. Look at this. Family matters. Legacy. Well-connected, affluence. I don't want to mess up my wealth. I don't want to mess up this image, this goody two-shoes image where I did it right. I married my wife. We had kids after. And anything that came before that doesn't matter. That ain't how life works though. Show me how he feels about Ramier. That boy's teeth look just like his. His ears look just like his. I know I sound like I'm on Maury Povich, but I don't know how you can fake all of that, man. What else? The Magician. So there is something here about this young man's willpower, because the Chariot is here and now the Magician. And remember, Beyonce got the Magician too with loading. It feels like something is loading. I feel like they know they're on borrowed time. And he sees him as the one. Like I said, Gemini Virgo energy. He is thinking, wow, this young man is winning favor with society. This is like tugging on people's heartstrings. People feel empathy and compassion for him. There may be people who could be in a beehive or, diehard Jay-Z fans, or just, skeptics who don't agree with that. But I feel like he could also be acknowledging that Ramier is talented. I know he does music. I've never listened to it, but I have seen some of his music pop up on YouTube. So he could be saying here he has the gift of gab. He's very convincing. And I feel like Jay-Z does, on some level, he does wonder. It's like that little thought in the back of your head when you're like, could be. Shit. If he remembers her. Because you got to figure he done probably bet at a bunch of women. But he may be really feeling like this could be the one that could really take me down. Because I don't see why you would not take the test. It doesn't make sense, y'all. These people have to fight lawsuits all the time. Sometimes they have to pay money to shut people up. But Jay-Z does not strike me as a coward in the sense that he would not want to shut someone up, right? If they were lying on him. I get the feeling that he would be like, take me to court. Let's go. So I can shut you up. You can't shut him up. You can't shut him up. So there's some kind of truth here. At least you may feel that way, allegedly. One more. His feelings for Ramier. I feel like it's a sense of like wanting to block it out, hoping it'll go away, but he keep on talking. Yeah, the Page of Cups. He sees him as an innocent bystander. You can't make it up. I said that. This is innocence. He sees him as someone who, this is a child. He feels like he's up against a machine though, and he don't know what he's up against. But what Jay-Z doesn't understand is this young man got somebody in his corner, and he really is innocent. His intentions are pure. This is not lying energy. He believes that that's his father, and I believe that Jay-Z believes that he believes that he's his father. Let's see Beyonce again. 3 cards. It says, how can you make a decision that aligns with your long-term goals? Look what she's thinking about, moving overseas. That's what this is. Getting the sudden urge to just up and leave. These two may go through periods where they break up and get back together, and we are none the wiser as the public, because it ain't our business, right? They could have homes in 2 different locations, and they may be staying at 2 different locations at any given time. But I did say she may be moving, and you see here the like globe-trotting energy. It feels like I see her at a crossroads. The pendulum. This is, should I stay or should I go? Is the grass greener somewhere else? I definitely feel a big move for her over the next 2 years. I feel like it's going to be more like 2 years from now, because I know she has to get that last CD out of her trilogy. Once she does that, she tours. I feel like she's going to go quiet, and I feel like she's going to focus on being at home with her children and living somewhere else. This is immigration. This is movement, migration. So that's Aries Mars energy. What's going on here? Yeah, the 7 of Wands. Wow. So she's very defensive. And like I told you all, she feels like I have built this empire. You are not going to tear it down. Because she feels like brick by brick, he is slowly but surely dismantling everything that she built. The house of Beyonce is you know what I'm saying? She feels like it's being, what's the name of her clothing? Oh, she had the house of Darion. Because I just heard that, but I couldn't get the last word, the house of Darion. She like, no, I fought too long, too hard to build this. This is about protecting what you built. She's defiant. She's territorial. She's like, you are not going to ruin this. But at the same time, until we know, she's defending her husband. She's standing in unity with him. Leo Mars. Beyonce might have a fighting spirit that we don't even know about. She could be very confrontational, maybe in the home. And only when she feels provoked. It may take a lot for her to get there, but I feel like when she knows that she's right about something, she stands her ground. I feel like Jay-Z is also worrying about Beyonce's next move with this magician here. How is this impacting my wife, and what is she thinking, and my children? So when it comes to Beyonce, she's showing up as the Empress in reverse, meaning she's neglecting herself. Wow. She feels like there's some creative blocks here. This may be why she's going to move away or take a break from the spotlight after her next album, even though I don't know what's going to happen with that since someone stole her music. But she could feel like maybe they stole it, and she's like, I got to start all over. Whatever her game plan was, she feels like she has some creative blocks. But I also feel like she's thinking about how this takes her away from her children. Not only all of the traveling and all of that, but even if they're with her, which we know they are. But there's a sense of like, I just want to be at home with my kids. I put everybody before me. And I never get a chance to just enjoy the fruits of my labor. Because the Empress is all about being content and taken care of and having stable love and being catered to. She feels like all of this work I've done, I fought so hard for this and I don't have anything to show for. But she also feels like she can't protect her children from this. And she wants to so bad. And that really infuriates her. Wow. Okay, Ramier, what's your energy, buddy? The Knight of Swords not taking over on the answer. He said, I ain't backing down. This withdrawal was a decoy. Don't fall for it. He could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. He could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but he is heartbroken. He has grief. And you know, as you could imagine, a young man who lost his mother at a young age, and then his father he does not know, and he was lied to about who he was initially. You got to wrap your head around that. And then a famous person might be your father and he doesn't want anything to do with you. It says the heart has been wounded, but know that the pain will make you stronger. And this is a very determined person. This is somebody who will not back down. They will not quit. They're very agile. It says charge ahead with confidence and determination. Be ready to conquer any obstacle in your path. What did the card say? I think I can. Overcoming obstacles. He's like, I'm not giving up. The Chariot and the Knight of Swords are very close in energy. This is actually the fastest knight. Some say the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Swords is very impulsive. He does not think before he acts. I feel like this could also be showing me in the past, he's seen himself as kind of rushing in, not really having his head really in the game, even though he's a very smart young man. And this has caused him to not win and be successful in his pursuits. But I feel like he is adjusting and there's somebody that's coming to help him. We're going to look at 50 Cent and Nicki next, and then I'll let y'all go. Ace of Pentacles. He feels like there's a win. He actually does feel like there's a win-win situation because this is a gift from God. So he feels like there is, you know what, also, I don't know that this happened because he hasn't spoken on this, but I feel like, you know, they say that his alleged daughter that lives in this area took a payout. She just took the money. They say he bought her home allegedly and a car and who knows what else, and she went quiet. That her and Ramier had actually went to get blood tests to see if they were biologically related, to kind of prove the point that this was their father because they had a common ancestor, but the test results never came back. But this is the hand of God. This is well-being. This is good news. This is money manifesting. And so it does make me wonder that this is a new job, new car, new home. He could be saying, you know, I wasn't willing to take that payout. But he could also be saying over the next year or so that there's going to be some tangible evidence. This is the tangible material world that will prove that this is in fact his father. And y'all, this is a card of fertility and pregnancy. So just know that that's the seed. He's saying, I am your seed. Okay. Look at this, 10 of Pentacles. But he feels like he's on the outside. He's on the outside of it. Wow. So he's used the internet to his advantage. And now he's just waiting. Look, he's just waiting. He like, I already planted the seed. People see you how they see you because of who you are, what you've done to me. Even if I'm not your child, you could have just silenced me by proving it. What's the outcome of this, Spirit? Before we go on to the outcome of this is the Sun in reverse. Oh, Lord. What's the Sun in reverse? Leo energy. The High Priestess. High Priestess is a spirit guide. It's also an internal knowing. I'm getting a look. This is crazy, y'all. Y'all see the initials here? B and J. Beyonce, Jay-Z. Cancer, Pisces energy. Something is hidden. And with the Sun in reverse, that means that something is hidden. I don't like this because it gives me that they might be trying to find a way to suppress some information. This is hidden information regarding his son, his alleged son. He said, Billie Jean is not my lover. He referenced that in one of their songs. This song represents a hidden pregnancy and a hidden relationship. She's just a girl that says that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. Lord, let's keep on going. What's the outcome of this? Because I feel like it's some suppression of information, y'all. Y'all know he said I'm well connected. Yeah, look at this. He said, I need my family to be one big happy family. Don't come messing it up. He said, it's me, B, and our kids on our land, enjoying the fruits of our labor. But this card does represent being blood relatives. So listen, just because it won't come out doesn't mean it's not true. One more. That's a part of pregnancy as well. Lord. You got the Page of Wands. This young man has a real strong fighting spirit. This is good news. There may be some exposure. Yeah, Six of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. It's an uphill battle, but it can be done. This is getting close to the top. This is actually when you achieve a goal after a hard-fought battle. And what did I tell y'all? Those three people that I said, this is adjudication. I said I pulled this card the other day. And this is like some high-powered lawyers or something that they're picking up the slack here. They're like, you ain't got to do it by yourself. Let us help you out. This is collaboration, cooperation, teamwork, strength in numbers. So I do feel like there are people fighting on his behalf. And what I will say is when it comes to his mama, she's showing up here as having a history with him. Scorpio, Capricorn energy. Lord. But this page of wands is good news. I feel like this is something that they might keep under wraps. He may go quiet after he finds out that's his father. They may even have a secret relationship. But it ain't going to be like you're going to see pictures of them hugged up and, you know, it ain't going to be like that. Lord, this is terrible. He had a Hermit card with the Knight of Pentacles. So he will get there. The Knight of Pentacles gets to his destination, but there's some research going on. And I was telling my fiance that I was looking at some cards the other day, and it said that there was like going to be some explosive information that's been suppressed that's going to come out. And Jay-Z has to watch that. This is Virgo energy. Because it felt like some evidence that could prove that he's been tampering with evidence behind the scenes. This is discovery, y'all. This is an investigation. This is basically somebody in the dark looking, digging, trying to find information. So all I'm saying is, if he has done that, slowly but surely the truth will come out. It don't matter how much you try to suppress it, because it's going to be known if you do something wrong here. Yeah, look at this. Sneaky energy. That's Seven of Swords, the Death card, and the Page of Pentacles. He will get his redemption. There's going to be some kind of loophole or something that his attorneys are going to find that's going to benefit him. But they are definitely doing some deep diving here. This is meditative energy. This is like contemplation. The Lovers and the Eight of Pentacles. The Strength card. I really do feel like Beyonce will walk away from him. How long they been married? They've been married for a good little while. This card is showing me something happened around the 8th year of their marriage. She feel like this man is her other half. She love this man. She said, I love me some Jay-Z. She is not lying. She really does love that man. And he loves her too, but men and women love differently sometimes. And this relationship benefits both of them professionally. The Lovers with the Eight of Pentacles and the Strength card, they reinforce each other. They got each other's backs. They are a power couple. They know that. But somebody's walking away and broadening their horizons. What did she say in that song when she said she was going to be on to the next DICK? That's kind of what this is showing me. Let's get the last deck out and see what's going on with, I want to say Kanye. What Kanye got to do with anything? Kanye involved? The Queen of Pentacles. Kanye's wife is the Queen of Pentacles. She's a Capricorn with the Sun. And the Nine of Cups. Lord. I don't know if Kanye got something to do with it or not, but let's see. What's going on with 50? Is 50 involved in this, in these shenanigans behind the scene? Y'all, I found this deck. I didn't even know. I bought this a couple weeks ago and forgot. What is 50's involvement in this, if anything at all? And this energy is Cancer. I think I can. So 50 is a Cancer. That could mean something. That could be the person that's his catalyst for growth. Come on, 50. What you got to say? What you got to say? He's showing up as the Justice card. He said, oh, no, I'm bringing some justice. Oh, Lord. You got the Seven of Swords. He's bringing justice to an injustice. Then the Judgment card, he said it's time to face the music, baby. He said it's time to face the music, Jay. We got Libra, Scorpio, and Aquarius Moon. This Aquarius Moon card has come out 3 or 4 times now. It's come out 4 times. So that's like double, triple, quadruple confirmation that they are helping him. But this is like sneakily doing it. Again, being very strategic and resourceful. He's like, you can use my resources to get your justice. This is karmic retribution here. I don't know what his issue is with Jay-Z, but he like, nah, I got your back, young man. Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get on. I don't know why I'm hearing that song. Mama used to say. I think Jay-Z got a lot of regrets about all of this mess. Because, you know, we make our mistakes when we're younger. We grow up, and sometimes it can come back to bite us. You got the Knight of Cups. 50, like, I'm the knight in shining armor coming in to do the Lord's work. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Namely Pisces. This is like a labor of love for him. He's being very generous towards this young man. Yep, the Knight of Wands. And he knows that, like, he is a top contender. He knows that he's in that same realm as Jay-Z. He said, he ain't got nothing over me. Sagittarius energy. He said, he ain't got nothing over me. And I can undermine him because my strategy is not out front, out loud, obnoxious, even though y'all know he can be that way. But this, you see how he got this little sly grin on his face? He feels like he wants to take him down a peg. This is Jay-Z's card. He feels like he wants to take him down a peg, but he's going to kill him with kindness. Lord. What is going on here? The Knight of Wands is also a warrior, though, so he could be seeing himself as the warrior fighting on behalf of this young man. He got his back. I just don't know why he's so invested, other than it feels like a petty drama between the two of them. The son. He said, this your son. He said, you look just like him. I saw that the other day. 50 said this, he looked just like him. And y'all, I'm not trying to be funny. Please don't take this the wrong way. But this card got a camel in it. And y'all know they say that's what they call Jay-Z. I don't think, I'm not calling Jay-Z a camel. That's anti-black. I'm not going to call him that. But when I see camels in cards, a lot of times they do have something to do with Sagittarius energy. The Sagittarius card is here. This is Leo energy. Now, this is the sun, a baby, a boy. Technically, it's masculine energy. The sun is masculine. And I feel like he's saying, it's your son. And you need to handle it. You need to put him on your back. And you need to carry this. Wow. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, he's working with him. He is working with him. He said, I see him rejecting you. Right? And I see you trying to do it alone. And I see them tying your hands. But guess what? Here I come to unearth what's hidden with the moon and the Empress. He like, I got the money, the influence, the power. And we're going to find out what he's hiding. Look at this Queen of Wands. This is a passion project for 50. It's a labor of love and a passion project for him. He would love to see this. Just like he wanted Diddy to go down. He wants Jay-Z and Beyonce to go down too. He don't like either one of them. And this Queen of Wands could be Nicki. I'm going to look at Nicki and then I'm going to let y'all go. This is longer than I thought it was going to be. Mama used to say. I don't know what that song could mean, but I keep hearing it. Don't you wish to get old? Mama used to say. Alright. Let's get into these cards and see what's going on. Nikki, what you got to say, Miss Petty? Mrs. Petty, what do you have to say here about this situation with Ramier? The Five of Cups. She feels like he's in grief. She feels like it's wrong. She feels like it's wrong. How can you just abandon your child? She don't like it. She's disappointed. She said Jay-Z is still in her top 5 or top 3 or whatever she said. I think she said top 5. And I feel like she has her own disappointments. And this is where they are meeting in the middle. It's a different kind of disappointment. But yeah, she's like, I don't see him the same. This is quite disappointing that you wouldn't be there for your child. Yeah, the Tower, Scorpio, Aries energy, and the Queen of Cups. She's like, I'm a mother. And I know how it feels to love a child unconditionally. And I don't understand how you could just turn your back and cause destruction to your child. And I'm going to do everything in my power to knock down your tower. This is a labor of love for her as well, y'all. Hold on. So both her and 50, even if this is just emotional support she's giving to him, because it could be that. I feel like they've both spoken to him. Nikki, what you got to do with this, if anything? Allegedly. The Two of Cups, that could be her and 50 partnering. And then the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, they said, look, we're going to both take them down. They want to burn down the house of the Carter. They want to burn the Carter down. Y'all know what the Carter is, right? They said it was built on dirty money anyway. Allegedly. Nicki and 50 Cent are seeing eye to eye on something and partnering. So I do feel like this is a quiet thing, though. And again, this is a card of abandonment. This is being left out of the fold. This card talks about being out in the cold. They don't like it. And I mean, we know that 50 has his issue with his son, right? But, you know, he justifies it however he justifies it. Look, I have nothing to do with that. This ain't, you know, that ain't what this reading is about. But I do feel like this Tower here, this Five of Cups, this Five of Pentacles shows me that it's like, wow, y'all got this empire. Y'all supposed to be a power couple. And this could be your child and you just going to leave them out there. They're just out in the ruins while y'all are living this high life. That's really... They need to watch for medical issues as well. Not 50 and Nicki, but Jay-Z and Beyonce. They need to watch for some financial ruin coming their way. And this is cosmic and karmic, because this is God knocking his tower down. Yeah, look at this. Divorce. It's here twice. The Three of Swords. Divorce and heartbreak. And then the Justice card. So the Justice card shows up again to show that, look, this is not going to... This could be a divorce, though, because the Justice card can be marriage or divorce. And then you got the divorce card here, separation. I see them breaking up. If they don't get divorced, it'll be for financial reasons. Now, when it gets to a point where it can affect her money and her bottom line, she's going to cut him off. But I also feel like people in the industry feel like their time is up. And I hate that, because I don't know why we as, you know, black people, sometimes we want to see the downfall of another couple. I don't know what these people do. I'm not emotionally invested in their lives, but I don't have no part of me that wants to see anybody lose their wealth or their stability. They have kids, you know, and I don't know what they have done or what they haven't done. Everything is speculation. You know, even if we hear stories from people, we don't know. And the Magician is here again, and the Three of Cups. There's somebody that's working some magic behind the scenes. I feel like it's like a team of 3 people that are coupling. I didn't mean to say that. That are collaborating. That's going to bring this about. He could be winning some kind of money here. And I do see Beyonce. I'm telling you, I feel her moving. I feel her moving, leaving America at some point. Maybe with her children. Maybe this is her 3 kids. I don't know. But that is what I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Moving forward, I'm going to be making some other changes to the channel. I'm going to do readings like this. They ain't going to be this long, though. This was just the introduction. But I hope you all enjoyed it. It was interesting to you all. Leave me comments if you have any questions or you have any suggestions for other content you want to see me make regarding hot topics or, you know, allegedly celebrity. Because that's what this is. We don't know anything. We are all assuming. Alrighty. So I ain't trying to have nobody fan base coming after me, because I don't have nothing against none of these people. I'm just reading cards, y'all. Alright, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment if you choose. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.